Yeah, I've got time.
Welcome back to another transmission aboard the Morningstar Rejects. I'm your host, Lantern Nick, and this is the 20-Minute Gamer channel. I'm going to try and make this a quick one, but my hope is that we kind of keep it right at about 20 minutes. I'll edit what I need to out here and stuff like that, but crafting, man, what a controversial subject. People saying the crafting needs to be different, better. They hope that it's just a reskin of Vermintide. There's a lot of opinions regarding what people want crafting to be. So let's look at what we have currently and let's earmark maybe what we can get. What can we look forward to? I mean, we currently have the ability to consecrate. Bad choice there. We'll take this bolt gun. We have the ability to consecrate items. So I can go ahead and take this bolt gun. I can turn it into a purple. I'm going to get a new perk with that. I'm going to have my blessing, pinning fire. That'll get a 3rd hash mark. So we'll have that as well. So, I mean, it's not bad. You know, it's not bad. We need more. Okay, we need more. We have the ability to refine the item. We don't have the ability to re-bless yet. Just says opening soon. Okay, so obviously refining the item. If I don't like that perk on it, I can go ahead and refine for some plasteel. All right, 55 plasteel, and I can change my increased range critical strike chance by 4%. I can change that to something else. I'm not going to mess around with that today, but that's how our process currently works. So we're going to jump into 2 other games. One of them is going to be familiar territory. It's Vermintide 2 and the crafting system that's implemented there. I believe that's important because I believe that the crafting we get for Darktide will have notes and will have a nod to Vermintide 2's crafting. The next game, the second half of this video, is going to be the Division 2. Now, the Division 2, to me, has one of the best crafting setups of any game that I can really remember and imagine playing recently. The Division 2's crafting is a little more comprehensive. So that section of the video may be a little bit longer, but I plan on editing out just a bunch of the noise that's irrelevant. But I'm not going to hold you on the line any longer. Let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so our first crafting system takes us to the beloved world of Vermintide 2. And we're going here first because I believe that Darktide's crafting system will most likely be, I don't want to say a skin, a replica of this, but I'm sure there's going to be an homage to this crafting system, okay? I think that this crafting system was well received by the community, and I think that this is probably where they're going to wind up going first, all right? Now, here we are in the crafting menu. We can salvage our items, we can craft an item, we reroll properties, and I'm going to walk you through my particular process of how I craft a weapon. I don't have all the dust for everything. I'm not going to be able to make some awesome, high-speed, cool end game type weapon. I am going to be able to build a weapon, though, that I would be comfortable and hopefully happy using in a gameplay session. So we're just going to go ahead and jump into this. I'm going to go ahead and grab a recruit's greatsword, drop that into our slot, and what do we got? All right, we're walking away. We're starting with a blue. I'm all right with that because that means it's less I have to do down the road, okay? Recruits, executioner sword. We got plus 8% power versus chaos and plus 30% block cost reduction. It's what the system gave us. It's what the system says we're going to use. So my next step is always going to be to upgrade the item. I want to make sure that I have as maximum of an item that I'm going to upgrade as I possibly can. That way, when I reroll traits, when I reroll properties, I'm not going to be losing anything that I may love. Maybe I get plus 15% damage versus chaos. When I reroll, everything's going bye-bye, okay? So let's go ahead and upgrade this. All right, so our properties now are 9.5 power versus chaos. Just said, how cool would that be to have something versus chaos? Plus 20% block cost reduction, and timed blocks reduce stamina cost by 100. That's our trait. Now, I don't have any bright dust for a crafting material, so I'm not going to be upgrading anything into an exotic. I hope you can forgive me. But then we go into re-rolling the properties, okay? We are looking at re-rolling the properties on this. I know that many of you know this already. I know many of you are aware of how Vermintide 2's crafting system goes, but for anyone who never played Vermintide 2 and maybe they're just rolling into Darktide, this is just a very, very quick refresher or snippet of how it functions. So we'll go ahead and re-roll these properties and see what we're getting. Remember, 9.5 power versus chaos, block cost reduction. What are we walking away with? I don't know. Is that better? Plus 26% push block angle. That would be nice, actually. You're kind of increasing the angle amount of enemies facing you that are affecting you. You push more away. And then 7% power versus Skaven. We can reroll again. See what else we get here. Power versus Skaven stayed. Block cost reduction is new. I don't like either of those. This isn't bad. I would probably stop here. 3% crit chance, 4% attack speed. I feel like those numbers could be higher, but I'm going to lose both of those if I re-roll again. So I'm going to go ahead and stay with what I've got, and we are going to move on to the trait, which is currently parry. All right, so re-rolling our trait. Where is it? There we are. There we are. And we are going to be using amber dust in this trait. So let's pull that out. All right, heroic intervention, assisting an ally under attack, restores 15 temporary health for both players. I'm going to reroll again. Blocking an attack increases the damage the attacker takes. That's not bad. Okay, so blocking an attack increases the damage the attacker takes by 20% for 5 seconds. In conjunction with I'm attacking faster so I can get more hits in that 5 seconds, on top of a 3% crit chance. This isn't that bad of a weapon. I wasn't expecting to get any kind of a good weapon that I would use in this game, but this Executioner sword is actually not bad. Like I said, I think the properties could be higher. Those percentages could be higher, but this is what we're limited to. This is what we get. So this is Vermintide 2's crafting. It's very rudimentary. That doesn't make it bad, okay? Just because it's minimal doesn't make it bad. But I think Darktide needs to include something that is, I don't want to say better, because I don't think this is bad, like I said, okay? So how can we make it, the crafting system, different, I guess? This is where we'll break this section and jump into the second half of our video. And let's just go there now. All right, so for the second half of this video, we're looking at a crafting system that I think is honestly one of the best, one of the better ones, okay? This is the Division 2. If you've never played it, if you have played it, hopefully you know where I'm going if you have played it. If you have never played it, it's a great game. All right, so this is the crafting bench. So the crafting bench is really cool because it allows you to basically craft everything, even optimization parts. So you have field recon bundles, shade calibration bundles. I mean, there is literally everything that you need to upgrade and optimize and recalibrate your weapons is here, okay? So this is great for me. I think that when I think of crafting weapons and being able to build weapons that are good for me, this is what I like, okay? Now, what we do is obviously we pick a weapon. I'm just going to go ahead and pick a weapon that I don't care about. I'm just going to sell. We'll say here's the materials that are required for manufacturing this weapon. We are going to get attributes. We're going to get a pistol damage and then a random bonus, and then you'll get a talent, okay? So we craft that. on the bench tells us, cool. So we have 6% pistol damage. We have a higher magazine, and we have Ranger, okay? Now, here is ultimately how it works. We go over to this other bench here, and in this bench, we have a recalibration library that tells us what all we have to play with. We have an expertise section. The expertise section offers some smaller bonuses and benefits towards using the weapons a lot. You can see I use lightning rod a lot. That is one of my favorite pistols in this game. Then you have optimization. Optimization is where you can grab your weapon, and for a cost of resources, you can increase that damage. So let's just say you have a borderline god roll weapon that you get out of a peddler's shop in Darktide. Awesome, great. Well, the damage kind of sucks, all right? But over the course of time of using it and getting resources in Division world, you would be able to upgrade that damage. Maybe you get a bolt gun with wicked damage. I mean, everything across the board, but maybe the bolt gun has really, really bad stability and it is just bucky as all get out. Well, the more you do use it and the more resources you collect, you would be able to pour those resources into the stability. I believe when you are an end game player, and I said this before, you should be able to modify the weapons that you use to the nth degree, okay? I firmly believe that. I believe that when you're an endgame player, you should be able to modify the weapons however you want. I don't like when games limit and inhibit the ability for you to adjust those things. We saw how Vermintide 2's aspect worked, how that crafting element worked, and it's fine. You still have to get lucky. What I like about this game, the way they do crafting and optimization here is, as you're playing, as you come across new gear and find parts that you like, I know it's very open world, I get that, but even if you just go to Peddler's store and look for weapons that you like, I would be able to buy 2 recon las guns and strip the parts out of them that I like and apply them to that weapon. That is what I love about what the Division 2 has done. And they brought this out in like 2019, 2020, just before coronavirus hit, just before COVID hit the world. This happened and everyone's like, oh my God, Division 2 is dead. You don't give players a product like this unless, you know, the game is dead. Well, but you still have to play the game a lot. I haven't played in a while, and you can see I am missing a lot of resources. There's not a lot that I'm going to be able to manipulate on this. In fact, nothing. I'm not going to be able to manipulate anything. I don't have the parts. I don't have the money. I haven't been playing, but I would be able to grab my one core attribute. I could rip that out. I could replace that with something that's better. I could replace one attribute with something. I don't have any replacements, but if I did, I would be able to rip that out. Do I have any that I can size? That's going to be that. No, I don't have any. Okay. So I apologize for that. I hope that's not a real jarring bad example. Okay. I know that the Division 2, and when I was playing it really hardcore, I know that this process was beautiful. It is very, very fluid. And the more you play and the more you find the parts that you need and the more money that you get and the more resources that you get, I mean, you have all of these resources to collect upon, and all of these resources are used for the benefit of upgrading your gear. I mean that I just, how can we not like this? It's beautifully set up. I mean, you have gear that's specific to Petrov Defense. You have gear that's specific to Hanayu Corporation, okay? So when you want to build Fenris, right, is great for assault rifles. Well, at least I use it for assault rifles because of the weapon damage and all that, okay? And you get like critical hit chances and critical hit damages on really good rolls on them as well. But if I want to build a Fenris only gear set, I've got to have this gear. I've got to have these materials in my inventory. Otherwise, I can't build it. And it seems comprehensive and it seems like a lot, but that's what I love about this. I would love a optimization or a consecration crafting element like this in Darktide. Can you imagine being able to build a recon lasgun however you want? Can you imagine having a crafting system that supports the gamers being able to build their own meta builds? Not everybody else's meta builds, but yours. What rifle do you want to use? What staff do you want to use? How can the weapons and the equipment that the Psyker gets benefit you most? Well, you know, everyone's using Pergatus staff, you know, or it doesn't matter, I guess, what staff they use, right? There's always one weapon. There's always one collection of gear that everyone gravitates to because of the quote unquote meta of the game. Man, I get that. I really do. I get that we all want to be superheroes when it comes to these games. I would love for the developers to see a need, and we're passionate about the 40K universe, and there's weapons that we want to use in that universe. We don't want to be pigeonholed into the meta being one weapon. So that's what I really, really love about the way the Division 2 built their crafting system. The recalibration library is beautiful. It is very in-depth. I know that. And maybe we don't want to go that in-depth with Darktide. I leave that up to the developers. Uh-oh, someone needs help. Agents need a backup. Let's go. No, I'm kidding. I'm just saying. That's my thoughts, you know? I'm going to put the ball in your court. Let me know. Good examples. Is there a better crafting system out there that I haven't mentioned? Like I said before, I don't know everything. I don't claim to know everything. I rely on the years of experience that you all have as well to also point me in the right direction. And if there's a different crafting system that you all think is even better, this is personally just, it's got to be one of my top. Yeah, this might actually be my favorite, my favorite crafting system. Now, I guess I should say that the caveat to this is simple, right? You can remove one core attribute. The other one is going to be locked. You can remove one attribute, and there's only one anyway, and then you can remove one talent. I believe you can manipulate one element in each category in the Division. And I'd kind of be okay with that as well. Just because, at least in the Division, you know you're getting assault rifle damage and health damage with every single assault rifle, right? Like, you know you're getting that. So having 5 assault rifle damage and having 20.5 health damage isn't that bad. You're close to being able to get to 21, right? You're close to having max anyway. So all you're really going to be working on is ripping this core attribute out and using it. Let me know in the comments if you like this idea, or do you like the Vermintide 2 aspect better? Is it better to have it completely randomized? I guess in Vermintide 2, you get a lot of resources, but and you kind of need them sometimes. I will re-roll properties in Vermintide 2 continually, just trying to get what I'm looking for. That randomness can be really, really annoying because you don't always know what you're getting, and sometimes you miss what you've had. What I like about this aspect is I know what I've got. I can extract what I like, keep it, and when I find that other aspect of what I'm looking for, you know, this rifle is amazing. My CTAR 21 is awesome because of its damage and its stability, and it also has steady-handed, which is just beautiful. This thing is a laser when I'm using it. I absolutely love this piece. So I know when I'm looking for parts that I want steady-handed. Oh, I found it on this lasgun. I'm gonna extract it off this lasgun, and now it's in my stores. It's in my coffers. I can use this when I find another lasgun. Oh, I found 12% stability. I want that on my other lasgun, or I want that on my bolt gun, right? So I'm gonna rip that stability off of a lasgun, and I'm gonna put it on another weapon, right? I like the ability to rip. Now, I can only put assault rifle parts on assault rifle parts, shotgun parts on shotgun parts in the division, okay? So Fatshark will have to kind of come up with their own category, their own, I don't know, their own way of segregating the weapons. You know, maybe bolt guns can only be modified by bolt gun parts, right? I mean, that would make sense to me, right? But I don't know. I love this system. I hope that you all agree with me. I hope that this is a system that you all like as well. If you have any questions about it, though, I mean, please let me know. But yeah, I'll toss it over to you. I appreciate you joining me on this one. As always, please like, comment, subscribe. Had a lot of great dialogues with you guys on the last videos regarding the performance aspect of things and all that. So I will catch you on the next one, though. Okay, you stay safe. Nick out.